Started. Tressa, I've had a very interesting morning, and I guess you're just now more a part of it. And I also have a very interesting afternoon. This is 3 cases.
By the way, I went back to this as a little bird put this in my head, but this is the same day that Samuel Perdue showed up, and the other video, I can't remember her name, Osmic. This happened after that. I was burnt. I had done a 2-hour live stream, so it was a wild day in his court.
Cases involving Teresa Lynn Jones, who I've known for.
Oh, Schrodinger's in the house.
She's represented by attorney Luke Knopfsinger. Some of these are being held by the Branch County Prosecutor's Office, who's represented by Nora Geiger, who's been here quite a lot in 2021. Nora, we're almost at the end of Mr. Marvin's first year in office, so maybe we'll work through all these conflict cases and won't have to get right here. But let's go through these one by one. Also, Deborah Davis is here on behalf of our prosecutor's office.
Yay.
File 201064 SM. Ms. Jones is charged with larceny over 200 but less than 1,000 on July 18th of 2020. It's alleged that she stole some $100 bills from Christopher Standish and then punched him in the eye. So she's charged with larceny over $200 and assault and battery.
Oh.
The Branch County Prosecutor's Office by Nora Geiger is in that case. And file 211303, she's.
Yeah, these are both. There's Deborah Davis has a case and Nora Geiger. These two, they both. She's got multiple files, but that's why they're both there.
Charged with retail fraud that allegedly occurred on June 5th of 21 at the Walmart store in Three Rivers. It's alleged she changed some price tags on some fishing poles.
Walmart.
It's alleged that she has a prior retail fraud, so that is charged as retail fraud in the second degree, which is a misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $2,000. I keep saying $1,000. Then she is also charged in file 201678 with squatting, that is unlawfully occupying a residence. That's a misdemeanor punishable by.
I've never heard that word before. Have you already? She's charged with scly? Or maybe I'm not hearing it right. I've never heard this word. It doesn't matter. It's whatever they call it in their code. She's squatting. That's what she's doing. She went into a house. It's not hers.
I thought that's what he said.
Oh, maybe I'm just mishearing it. Yeah.
I heard him say squatting.
Up to $5,000. She's also charged with malicious destruction of a building for allegedly breaking a window with a hammer, and count 3, illegal entry. The MDOP is punishable by up to 93 days in jail.
He sounds like fun.
And the breaking and entering is illegal entry is 90 days and or $500. That case is also Branch County Prosecuting Attorney. So we have 2 prosecutors, 1 defense attorney, and 1 defendant. Ms. Jones also had some matters in circuit court, and I know the parties were trying to work out an agreement to resolve everything that she had pending. So
this is a wild ride we're having here already.
I guess I'll refer to you, Luke. You're the common denominator here. Is there a plea agreement here?
Yeah, there is, and it includes the felony case, which she did enter a plea to, and she's set for sentencing, I believe, on the 19th, right, Teresa?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
On November 19th?
Yes, sir.
So my understanding of the plea deal, and I certainly defer to the prosecutors on the case, but she was going to plea into count 3 of 20-1678, and there was some restitution in that case for a broken window. That'll be paid, and then the remainder will be dismissed.
So dismiss count 1 and 2 of that.
Yes. And then the other.
All right, hold on, everybody. This does get better. When the defendant starts talking, she's got a horrible explanation for everything.
2 cases will be dismissed along with restitution for the fishing poles. in 211691.
I mean, at the
So,
very least,
Ms.
fishing poles.
Geiger, you're dismissing squatting, MDOP, she's going to plead to illegal entry, and you're dismissing the charges against Mr. Standish.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Did he
Sweet
get
deal.
his $100 bills back?
I believe he got some of them back.
Yeah, close enough.
What's $100 missing here and there?
I'm
You
going
know,
to dismiss file 201604 SM in its entirety. There's no restitution issue in that.
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
And then, Ms. Davis, you're going to dismiss the retail fraud if she pays for the fishing poles, which are 39.65 and 38.74. Is that correct?
I just wanted to double check that amount, but yes, that one would be dismissed as part of the plea agreement. There was also another file that still has an open warrant. And so we need to, that one will be dismissed as well with this global package.
global
Let me
package.
find that one. I didn't know we had another open warrant. Let me look.
Yeah, it's 21-1691 SM. I'm in it right now, so probably if I can get out of it.
I mean,
We should be able
just
to.
getting the package deal here. It seems like
This seems like the deal of the century to me.
because they said she's not getting any jail time, right? It's like all restitution.
6. That's an assault and battery.
Don't
Is it
worry,
the
she whines about
August?
it.
You're going to dismiss that. Two, 11691 SM, A, and B. Who's the complainant on that?
Philip King.
Oh. Yeah, I think also was charged with assaulting her.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what she
All
tries to
right,
say.
Teresa, did you hear everything that was just said?
I don't know.
Yeah, I did my best to keep up.
All right, well, here's the deal. They're going to dismiss everything but the illegal entry of this house over on South Main. You understand?
When I talked to Luke, I thought that the plea was for, I'm trying to remember what he said because I don't want to quote him and it be wrong, but it was
I may have
basically
referred to
I
it
was
as Scotty.
duped by, I think it was, I didn't have lawful permission by the original owner to enter the property.
I understand that. And I heard a lot about this in a previous thing. I don't believe your story. I don't believe that you were paying money to some nameless guy. And,
No, I have his name. I have all the documents too, Your Honor.
Thank you.
all right, well, maybe we'll take a look at it. Because one of the people said you busted a window to get in, and you said your grandpa's house, and you.
I love how Middleton just kicks it right off with, I don't believe your story. It's beautiful because we're all thinking it, but he has the authority to just, you know.
We're gonna get permission.
No, the guy, I'm sorry for breaking you off, but I didn't break a window to get in. We had keys to the house. The window got broke because when I was moving in my property, it's 2 staircases and one staircase to get the bed up wasn't able to be used. So the staircase that we did use had a window at the end of the staircase, like it was a corner and then it's like a window at the end. And when I was moving in the beds, the mattress slid down the stairs and slid into the window and the window broke.
All right.
So moving
Okay.
things in was how the
All right.
window originally got broke, Your Honor.
Cheryl
I'm not convinced, and Deborah sure doesn't seem to be convinced. What do you think, Freddie?
That face says it all right there. The pause.
It really does.
Hudson, the neighbor that lives directly north, said she and her partner heard some banging early in the morning about 7 a.m. one day. She seen a woman banging on the window on the northeast side of the residence. Hudson said the woman told her to call her T. Hudson said that T smashed the window out with a hammer. Hudson stated that T said her aunt used to live there and her grandpa was Mr. Eron Butler's brother. Hudson said T requested to use their water and electricity at different times. She told her she was going through the basement because her grandfather had not yet supplied a key. Then someone said that Nick Mastos kicked in the door at your direction and he thought you were renting the property. Washington stated that she knew her rights.
Thank you.
Jonesbreck, she knew her rights and she does this often and they won't be able to get her out. So there are a bunch of people that disagree with your version of the facts and I'm disappointed that you're not front with me about it. So I'll take your plea, but I'm gonna maybe take some testimony on this business about the smashed door with a hammer. Because the way you are, you ain't guilty of nothing. It's all just a big misunderstanding, and that is in direct contradiction with what's in the affidavit.
No, I'm guilty of some of it. Like some of it is true. Like I was going through the basement at first, but that's because we were cleaning. Like this residence was like demolished when I got in there. And the guy said that his sister had passed away and that they weren't able to keep up with the property because people were coming in and were breaking in and were squatting. And so I ended up supposedly renting it out and he was getting me all the stuff. He ended up producing keys and everything else. And I have the documents of where I paid him a security deposit and everything else. I even printed out, I have the ad that he even posted.
Luke, do you have that?
I turned copies of all of this stuff in to Officer Holbrook. I turned all of it in that I had because they asked for me to bring all of the documents that I had on the guy to the police station with copies, and I did that.
All right, does anybody have that stuff?
No.
No.
Come on, Luke.
I was supposed to re-enter it in, but I didn't get a chance to do that. To Luke, I was supposed to enter it back into Luke Nofsinger, but like with all the stuff going on, I didn't do that.
Teresa, do you want to do this or not?
I mean, I'm confused on because I thought that it was supposed to be a temp.
Look at Deborah again. That smirk. Deborah loved that.
I saw it.
Did it too. But what happens with my global resolution with if it's an unlawful entry or breaking and entering, or is that what it is?
It's called unlawful entry, entering without owner's permission.
Yeah, the original owner. Now I can honestly say this, that the original owner, which now to be known as Mrs. Evans, I did not have her permission to be there. It was the person who was assuming the identity of to be the person that could rent it out, and he couldn't. He didn't have permission.
What's this about your grandma and your grandpa and all that stuff?
No, my grandma and grandpa are Nancy and Jim Foster. Like everybody knows that. So, like, no, the guy said that it was his sister that used to live there, and she passed away. And then when we were cleaning up the house, like this guy who had rented out, he was Caucasian. And when I was cleaning it out and was looking at the things that were left behind in the house, the original owners are African American, and so it wasn't adding up. So then that made me started looking into it.
Oh, it's not adding up.
And then one day when we were still cleaning up, the lady showed up, and this is how everything came to the light.
like,
Thank you,
So
Mitchell.
I am guilty of not having the proper owner's permission to be in the residence because he was not the original person that could actually say that anybody could be in there.
Guilty of a lot more than that.
earlier this week, I posted a video that was like mocking a
According to
Christopher
Officer
Nolan film.
Holbrook,
That's what I feel like this is. I'm listening to the plot of a Christopher Nolan film, and I'm
Yeah.
trying my hardest to pay attention and figure
Yeah.
this out.
There's no figuring it out. She's just she's full of it. That's it. But everybody knows it.
Evans requested a peace officer to stand by because Jones was there to retrieve property. I made contact with Jones and interviewed her in person. Jones claimed that she was renting and that her father had the lease and rental receipts, was en route to prove it right then. However, Jones's father never arrived and did not prove the lease or rental receipts.
Yes, my dad was at work at the time that the lady showed up. He works at International Paper, so he wasn't initially able to get over to the scene when Officer Holbrook was on the scene to bring the documents on the scene. Because he was willing to look at the documents right then and there while we were on scene at the house.
I mean, I don't do criminal defense, but if I'm Luke, I'm cutting my client off somehow here. I mean, he kind of did. He said, "Do you want to do this or not?" Which was
He tried,
it,
but I feel like I'd try a little bit harder.
Yeah, I'd be like, you just got to stop talking, really.
Right.
Well, where are those documents now?
I can touch bases with my dad and get copies of them because I know that we still have copies of those papers.
We're-
Because
So you
We're in a
never
sentencing
actually-
hearing.
You never actually gave those to Officer Holbrook?
I took them to the county and I took copies of them to the county like they asked. They weren't given to my lawyer, which my lawyer did ask me to get copies of them again and bring them.
All right, well, wait a minute. You took them to the county. Officer Holbrook works for Three Rivers.
Yeah. I didn't mean like the county. I mean like TRPD.
So you gave this information to Officer Holbrook regarding the rental agreement and your rent receipts and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I gave all of that stuff to the lady that sits at the window, and because he was on the field, in the field said, and I left it. And then when I touched bases with Luke, when he took over my case from I forgot.
Mr.
Okay.
Mark.
Yes, Mr. Marvin. He took the documents. He took my case over from Mr. Marvin, and I was supposed to turn in new copies of them to Luke, and I failed to do that.
Oh.
All right. So you got this super sweet plea agreement.
Yes.
I don't believe what you're telling me. I think you look me right in the face and smile and lie to my face. And there's instead of a short answer, there's a long answer to everything, which is a hallmark of someone that isn't telling the truth. Prosecutor gave you this super sweet offer where all these charges are being dismissed, including the fishing pole one where it's all on video, including where you took $300 from Christopher Standish and punched him in the eye. It's all going away for one illegal entry. And you still want to tell me how to build a watch when I ask you what time it is.
I'm not saying that.
So-
I just was trying to get a clear understanding of what it was that I'm pleading to.
Well, I don't want to make you do something you don't want to do, but I heard some testimony about this case in the context of a landlord-tenant case or something. I don't remember what it was, but it was all convoluted, and your story didn't match the witness's story, and it doesn't now. And some of what you're telling me now is different than what you told me back then. Well, there's this Mr. May who you were giving the money to, and at any rate, do you wish to plead to the illegal entry charge or no?
Okay, I guess Okay, I just want to be, I want it to be clarified. Like, am I pleading to illegal entry or not having permission to legally enter by the owner of the house? Is
Oh
what I'm
my
trying to
God.
get clarification on.
They're sort of the same thing.
What would be the difference is what I'm asking. Like, is it a difference between, am I pleading to a felony, which would be a
Look at that,
class
bro.
A felony or a class
No,
B
this is
misdemeanor?
it's a simple
She can't take
misdemeanor,
it.
90 days and or $500.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm willing to take the plea. I just wanted to clarification on what it was that I was actually pleading to,
All right,
because
well,
it was worded different from my lawyer,
let
and
me
it
read
sounded
it to
way less
read the
malicious.
actual language. Did break or did enter with or without breaking a certain structure at 719 South Main Street at Three Rivers, a vacant residential home, without first obtaining permission to enter the home from the owner or occupant, agent or person having control thereof. That's what the charge says.
That would be a factual basis.
All right, so you went in there, you didn't know the people, and you didn't have their permission to go in.
No, not the original owners. No, sir.
You know, not the people who own it.
Right.
I'd
Ergo,
like to see those documents.
breaking it
I'm
in.
suspecting if we asked Three Rivers PD, did she ever deliver these?
I did.
Uh,
I even
they-
think go ahead.
Deborah, did you ever see anything like that?
Your Honor, this particular case is one that was assigned to Branch
Oh,
County.
yes.
So
Laura,
I have not.
Did you have anything like that in the file?
I do not in my file. I'm actually drafting an email to Officer Holbrook right now asking if anyone at Three Rivers received, I apologize, Your Honor, received any documents from Ms. Jones. If I receive a response from him, then I could certainly provide those documents to the court and to Mr. Knopfsinger.
Well, and Luke didn't just fall off the turnip truck. I'm sure he asked for this stuff from the
He did.
day he got appointed. And here
He
we
did.
are at the time of the plea and he still doesn't have it.
Mm.
And I don't know whether it exists or not.
It
all
does,
right,
and I can
accept the
try.
plea.
I can call my dad to get
Stop.
it.
No.
He's not at work right now.
Well, we're not going to get it right this minute.
Okay.
I'm going to set this for sentencing. Every day is just packed. Like today.
Oh, look at that, Artie. Thank you.